Also, we have a new Moto Edge 70 coming out, which is really dang thin, only slightly thicker than the iPhone Air, but it has a 4,800 milliamp hour battery, which is wild.
That's crazy. The S25 Ultra has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery.
Just imagining Marquez like in a cave painting 4,800 milliamp hours. Silicon carbon.
Yeah,
I love me some silicon carbon. This is how you enable this form factor to actually be usable, because this is what I was saying with the S25 Edge and the iPhone Air, which is like, okay, they're super thin and they have obviously worse batteries because physics, but silicon carbon allowing you to get greater energy density in these smaller batteries. This is the thing that would make it usable and at least be less concerning to me that you could use the phone all day. And here comes Motorola, of all people, Moto Edge 70. They go ultra thin. It is silicon carbon, yes, and it is 4,800 milliamp hours. So it probably has a bigger battery than the phone you're using now. The S25 Plus battery today is 4,900 milliamp hours.
So it's almost the same.
So it's basically the same battery as a regular phone.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, you know, I am still on team, instead of making it thinner with the same battery life, just make it the same thickness with way better battery life.
Those phones are coming. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
That's true. I'm excited.
But if you want the ultra thinness, that too can be.
Yeah. And if everyone wants to eventually make foldables, it makes sense to make things that are ultra thin now so that they can just adapt it to a foldable in the future.
When I was writing this, I kept getting confused because it's called the Edge, which, to Motorola's credit, they've had the Edge name for a while.
Yeah.
It's been their flagship.
They had the
for a bit,
Razer
hasn't it?
Edge for a while too.
Yeah. And so this makes perfect sense, but I kept writing Samsung Edge.
Oh.
Or I kept writing Edge, but then I had to, because I was comparing it to the Samsung, which if you want exact thicknesses, this is 5.99 millimeters thick.
Yeah.
iPhone Air is 5.6 millimeters and the Samsung Edge is 5.8 millimeters. Also, battery wise, 4,800 milliamp hours on the Motorola Edge, 3,149 in the Air, 3,900 in the Samsung Edge.
Wow.
So it is doing great versus all of those, despite being barely thicker. I think it's like
Less than a millimeter.
less than a third of a millimeter,
Wow.
or like a third of a millimeter.
Yeah.
But so we haven't gotten one. There's some reviews up on it. There's two things I found interesting. For $920,
Which is a lot.
this phone is apparently just cooked with bloatware and ads. It includes things like Candy Crush, Monopoly, Pinterest, Copilot, all pre-installed.
Nothing's looking pretty good right now. Not gonna lie.
Including, that's why I said then, like, we'll talk about bloatware. Including a ton of Motorola apps, apparently.
Wow.
And then they also have ads in two different forms from what I've seen, which is one is a folder in the app drawer that dynamically recommends apps that you might want.
That you don't have installed.
That you don't have installed.
My least favorite thing.
And then also a live lock screen. And according to The Verge, sometimes it shows links to articles, but about every fourth lock screen change is just a full screen Temu ad.
No way.
So that is crazy for like $100 phone. It's $920 and you get
Not
this.
the capitalist nightmare phone. This is
Marquez is your still right now. Like,
This is the thing about Motorola. Like, they've had a bunch of phones come out over the past couple of years that are like, they're a blip on the radar and we see them and we go, huh. And then we just kind of move on. Like, they've been like strong in the budget space for a while. And then every 6 to 8 months they come out with a flagship and we go, it's not really hitting. Like, they did an okay job here and it will kind of pass. But like, this is another version of, and this isn't even a flagship, like chip in this phone or a flagship camera in this phone. This is just a very thin phone.
It's also not a US device.
It's a Snapdragon 7 Gen 4, $900 something to just, I mean, silicon carbon is great, but it's another,
There's other silicon carbon.
it's another like weird kind of miss from Motorola in the flagship space, but they are doing things.
They had to pay for the Pantone color.
That was the other interesting thing I saw. I was like,
doing
is
this
that
too.
a Pantone swatch on the bottom of
They've
what
been doing this.
I don't think it's even a glass back, so I'm assuming the back's going to change colors very quickly.
Well, so
and it just is a Pantone
yeah.
swatch
They
also.
were for some reason obsessed with this. Even I think like 4 or 5 years ago on the
Yesterday,
Razor,
baby.
they were like this. They have this.
Yeah,
we have
they've had it
a
for a
phone in like black, white, gray, and
Fiesta
the
red.
Pantone color of the year.
Yeah.
Bright pink, and it was like a whole big deal that they could use the Pantone color of the year, and they've just been doing it ever since, as if anyone cares about the Pantone color of the year.
Yeah.
But
don't
this
know.
one has the swatch
Yeah, I know,
picture
they're-
on the back of the phone.
They're
which-
leaning even more into
that goes
it
kind
now.
of hard.
It's
I
kind
was
of
going to say that is really cool.
But then you have to
It's hard.
explain to someone why you
on a
have
good
a
phone.
swatch on the back of your phone, and you got to be like, "Oh, this is the Pantone color," and someone goes, "Well, what's that?" And you have to go, "Oh,
this would be
no.
so funny if it had the same manufacturing flaws the 17 orange did, where the whole phone starts shifting color, but the Pantone stays exactly the same. and you just can now see the difference.
It would also be funny if Motorola stopped paying Pantone and then it just turned black like it did in Photoshop.
You just lose access to the color. That would be crazy.
That would be
yeah. See, they did this last year. This is the Pantone
did
color
it?
of the
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Mocha
Oh.
Moose.